all these birthdays, I've got the back of my hands is really cracked.
Birthdays?
Yeah. Happy birthday to
Oh.
me. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Maybe that's how we should start this one off.
It's ruined. Look,
How are you? My hands are absolutely knackered. Check it out. It looks like I've been bitten.
I know. I'm like, it's ruined.
Yeah. Have you got moisturiser as well, sweetie?
I have. I've got some downstairs. I've got the whole lot. I've got E45, some other stuff. Don't know what it is. Anyway, there you go. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so vloggy thing.
You need to be able to. Yeah. Are we still recording? We are recording.
Yeah, we're recording.
Really
I can edit the bits in and stuff like that. But I
Okay.
might just leave it in just because it's people seem to like this bit.
It is good, yeah. So what I was going to say, if we've got the option to share screen, if you want to do that kind of thing, you can bring that up your.
Share a screen.
Yeah, so at the bottom you should be able to click on share a screen. You can share a screen, share your blog, same as you've done on your other videos.
Oh, like OBS. I tried to be a bit flash, and I tried to get OBS to create a virtual camera, and then so that you could ship it into Zoom. But unfortunately, Zoom is a fussy little git, and it wouldn't see it. Well, it would see it, but it just ended up with a blank screen. So I don't know how to do it. Maybe you have a little look next time. You got OBS, haven't you?
I do, but this has also got share screen. So if you click on share screen, you can either share an app or a whole screen.
Mm.
So yeah, that could be useful for the next one.
Oh, that's horrible.
You want to stick with a decent beer. Anyway, cheers.
I can't get any of that.
It's all beer.
It's all been stockpiled.
I've only got a small amount left in my keg.
I reckon, personally, right, whoever's got all that beer has got a lot of toilet rolls.
That's probably very true.
I have sussed all the toilet roll stuff out as well.
Well, I'm hoping that I'm not the guilty party here, but if you have a look in my garage, that might help give a little bit of it away.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I'm not guilty on that one, definitely.
All right. Okay. Well.
Anyway,
that is a bit weird. Well, anyway, do you know, I am going to put this up as it is. I think what I'll do is I'll shove this on Gaz Labs, and then just see what people think. You never know.
Yeah, maybe somebody can give us an idea of what they want to hear us talk about, what sort of things we can do. If not, we'll have to get on and invent some stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got one I'd love to talk about tonight, and that's the RSGB and their virtual exams.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Tell me more about this, because this is something that we've been talking about for a very long time. So
I don't know very much about it and how they're going to do it, but they're talking about putting invigilators and all sorts of things on there, but I'm not sure that's I don't think that's the right way of doing it. I can't see the point.
You can kind of imagine the hi Gary, are you there? Gary, if you can start your exam now. Yeah, Gary, hello. If you still, yeah, okay, yeah, I think we've got you now. I think they might get a little bit confused. And how, you know, at the end of the day, the foundation license is a fantastic idea. It gets the young and the old. Everybody gives them a chance to get on the radio and have a play. You know, these things should be given away inside a cereal packet, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody should be able to come and chat with the kid or whoever's doing it, pretty much give them the license there and then, you know, just wait for the call sign to come across. But how they're going to do this virtual stuff, it opens a Pandora's box, really, doesn't it?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's definitely an answer to this issue that they've got at the moment, where people just can't get in a classroom. But I personally just think that the foundation license is so simple to start with. Well, I say simple. That could be a Pandora's box in itself, couldn't it? But it's easy enough just to make it a form fill. Give people 10 watts and say you're stuck on, 270 and for a while, and then maybe get them on to do the intermediate, which then will give them HF at a certain power. But I don't know. It all depends how you want to encourage people, doesn't it? I can't see the point, especially now, like when you've got sort of like this so-called state of emergency. People can get a CB with what? How many watts?
I think we're at 10 watts out the back of that, something like that.
Well, but that's legal though, isn't it?
That is legal, yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say I bumped into an M6, sort of local from here. I'm over in Staines. I think they're over Maidenhead Way or Taplow, something like that. And
right.
With his 10 watts, he wasn't quite able to. I could just about hear him on simplex, but I was having a really tough time. I had to put the preamps on and try and listen to him, and he couldn't open up any repeaters from where he was either. And he's really struggling. So, felt quite sorry for him. I think, with the foundation license, it should be bought kit. So there's no tinkering around at that stage, which is fair enough. I think it should be maybe 25, 50 watts out the back.
Yeah, well, I think
just to give them enough power to get into the repeaters.
I think 20,
and as you say, limit it to 270.
I think 25 watts is
maybe. Yeah.
But the other thing is as well, if you look at like today, for instance, I had a query about coax cable, and at I think it was 23 SEMS, this one particular cable was pretty efficient. And if at 23 SEMS, they're testing it on 1,000 watts. As for just for figures, you basically got 37% of the actual beginning power out the other end of the coax. So I think that's 25 watts is enough. So if they learn about how to put their coax and stuff together nicely, then they'll get the best out of it. Especially when you're talking like 10 watts going into a lot of people. Obviously, they're using a bit of RG58, shoving 2 meters or 70 SEMS up it and expecting it to perform miracles, and it just doesn't.
That's true. From his side, he could receive very easily. He could hear everything end stop, but he just didn't have enough grunt from his side to raise the repeater, which was quite a shame.
I also think that people, they see 10 watts on their radio and they don't realize it's actually 10 watts transmitted. So, you potentially,
you could move it up to the 15 watts mark.
They could
easily.
you could be getting on for a 50% reduction. Couldn't you really? Getting on for, give or take.
I was going to say,
sure they don't.
What do the radios usually step up in? 15 and then 25, or?
I don't know. I can't
something
remember.
It depends what radio, I guess. But
I think it goes. Well, I don't know. Normally, it's percentage on some of the radios. It's percentage. Okay. So, but anyway,
I was going to say if they ran 25 or 50, I don't think anybody would notice a difference. Other than we'd actually be able to hear them, which would be great. Yeah, my theory is, right, we have Chertsey Radio Club, we have the club call sign, and there is a very loose definition of what supervised now actually means. I pinged Ofcom on their Twitter, and they came back and said it's your interpretation of the language that we've written, and they wouldn't give me an answer. So I said, if I'm technically monitoring them via WhatsApp or something like that, would that be enough, given that they're running their station, so that's theirs, they're running their call, our call sign, so they can run the 50 watts, they can run 400 watts if they want to at that point, but what is considered being supervised, and they basically wouldn't comment. And from some people that I've spoken to on the RSGB, they basically said, well, if they're available on the other end of the phone or WhatsApp or a text message or something like that, then that's technically they're supervised. So it could be interesting. So I would suggest if there's anybody that wants to crank the power up or whatever, come let us know, and you can borrow the club call sign.
Yeah, he'll get loads of phone calls now.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But no, I just think that there's definitely a bit of room for improvement, for sure. And I think this is a step in the right direction. But I think they'll make this temporary. I mean, I can't say what I really think, but they will make this temporary, I reckon.
I think it should just be a case of turn up. You log in, your credentials, you fill in multiple choice online form, submit it, and then someone goes through and marks it and sends it over to Ofcom to get you a license. It should be that easy.
I mean, but some of these people, they just love a bit of it, don't they? They love the bureaucracy. They love the.
Yes. Oh God. Yes.
Is that the right word I'm looking for?
Self-importance. There's bloody mindedness. I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, they just love it.
Oh man, but I've heard there's a group of mainly M7s, really brand new shiny call signs, a few M6s, and I think there's even a few M3s that are poking their heads in. But they have a lovely little net locally.
Yeah.
And the guy, they chat to each other. They're having a really good laugh, and it reminds me of when I got my intermediate novice license back in the early 90s, and people used the repeaters and were chatting nicely. But this was a simplex group, and they were behaving well. They were taking it in turns. They were chatting about radio stuff, chatting about the COVID and how working from home and family, general kind of stuff. But they were making use of the airways, which was great. So I think it's only to be encouraged.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that word.
Encouragement?
No, the other one, the begins with C. You're not allowed to say that. It gets filtered out on the on the thing. Yeah.
Oh, Corona COVID.
Yeah, don't say that one. No, it gets filtered out, and they your video don't get promoted, or it gets it's just this load of rubbish. They're all getting a bit. I don't know why, but anyway. So it's been a bit of another day. It's the roads are a bit busier, which is worrying. The roads were a bit busier this morning when I went to work. I think people are kind of taking a chance. Mind you, I did see the police pull someone over today.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I thought, oh, here we go.
I've managed to stay in today. Yesterday, I did a trip into town. Went to a major supermarket chain beginning with S. That's not a million miles away.
Simpsons.
That's the one. Yeah. I found it quite strange. They were being very strict with your 2 meters as you're queuing in, going into the store.
Yeah.
But once you get to the other side, it was
free for
as much as some people were trying their best, and there was trying to keep you out of the way. There was other people just blatantly bumping into you, walking past and stuff. Just it was a bit crazy. But Gemma went out today, and she went to the slightly posher supermarket, and
Whitlow's.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Whitlow's. No, it's the Markles and Sparkles. That one.
Okay.
But from the one in Staines, you've got no access round the back end from the Elmsley Centre anymore. You have to come in through the front door.
All right.
Their front door starts off with the closed section. So through the closed section, which is maybe 100 meters, that is all you must stay your 2 meters behind, and they've got tape on the floor to space you out. And then they're only letting maybe 10 people into the food hall, and then they're stopping people and then just letting them go around. So it's a lot more space, and they're doing it a lot I don't know, posher or stricter, one way around or the other.
All right.
But she said it's a very different kind of experience going there.
Well, I did actually see someone on Facebook this evening saying that it was all some kind of weird conspiracy of control, and basically trying to control the money and doing all that, and basically just one of these weird conspiracy theories.
yeah.
Don't ask me.
There
I
was
don't know how
something
that
floating
works.
around on social media earlier that said, there could be some potential food issues coming up, but I've not. I saw the initial, the panic buying and think, toilet paper and our favourite kind of beers disappeared for a short while, but they're all fully, shops are pretty much fully stocked now.
Yeah.
There's tons of toilet paper, tablets, anything
Well,
you need,
the thing
fresh
is,
food, loads of meat. It's all there. So
you're going to be able to spot the people that have been like stocking up because number one, they're going to be the size of houses, and the people are that. Well, it's true, isn't it?
it's
They've got
true.
all this
Yeah.
pasta,
Yes. Yeah.
and well, they're like the closet. I mean, got eating disorders or something. They're all going to get like really sort of like poony
Yeah.
massive on pasta and then start eating toilet roll.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just daft.
It is crazy. And the other thing is they'll be the ones that break out in spots and stuff because they've had no fresh fruit and veg because they've all been eating the pasta.
Oh dear. Honestly, I despair. But anyway, I got a food delivery last night at sort of like late o'clock, and so I was pretty chuffed about that. So I've got I somehow managed to, because I edited the order after just before it came. I must have inadvertently added some more beef mince on because I seem to have about 4 packs of beef mince, which
So it is you. You are the
I've
hoarder.
hoarded beef
You've
mince.
hoarded the beef mince. Oh man, you need to make homemade burgers. That'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if they'd said to me, you've hoarded the beef mince, I would have said, fair enough. But yeah, I think I'm going to be living on chili con carne and spaghetti bolognese now for this foreseeable. I've got spaghetti downstairs, and there's a little co-op over the road, so I'll be all right. So, and I've got my radio downstairs. I'll get that on and call out
Definitely.
if I get into trouble and run out of something.
We'll come running. We'll come. Yeah.
Spaghetti hoops.
See, this is where we need our M7s. They're the people who are immune, apparently.
Is that right?
Well, the younger generation, let's put it that way.
No, they're not.
No, it's getting lower now. 13, I think.
Exactly.
But yeah. And anybody under 13 who wants to go and do Gary shopping is more than welcome.
That's something else. That is, you're into the world of another hurt. But no projects. We got any projects?
Have I got any projects? Nothing majorly going on. As you probably know, I got the new X50 put up on the up on the chimney. That's working very well. Swapped over one of the plug today from a cheap nasty PL259 to a nice expensive one. So that's tested and working.
All right.
Other than that, I'm running the 8900, 50 watts out, and it's working fine. I've got access to about 7 or 8 different repeaters across 270. And it's pretty good. Getting out all the way from Staines into High Wycombe, +9 simplex as well, so not too bad at all.
Well, I think 270 should be really busy at the moment. The amount of 270 sets that have gone out.
It's strange though. There's a lot of people listening, not too many talking all the time. You put a call out, you get a response. But there's times, my setup unfortunately is still in the garage, so I'll go out there every now and again and just have a spin around. But there are times still when the repeaters are completely dead and the simplex is completely dead. But if you put a call out, there's always someone listening. It's very bizarre.
Or they're like probably us, where we'll send a text. I'm going on the radio in a minute.
Exactly.
And then you end up with a few people. I mean, Gaz, he's always. He'll never go on and listen. He doesn't do that. If you say to him, Gaz, I'm going on the radio in like a few minutes, he'll normally jump on.
Okay. One of the things I was going to say, now we've got all this 270 activity, especially kind of in the local areas. Maybe we should think about doing some kind of data or SSTV just for a little bit of a giggle.
Right.
Get a load of people in.
I've got the unsellable 817 here.
The unsellable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's had enough. No. Tony and Jonathan at work, they said they got take this home and play with it. And I've got that. That'll do data. But I've also got the Cantronics as well. Is it the Cantronic things?
Oh,
I've
the
got two of them.
KPC. Yeah.
I've got the little K3, the little ones.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Really nice. I've got two of them. So yeah, we could do something with that.
Could have some scary packet radio stuff going on.
Yeah, and the bulletin board.
Oh,
That's
wow,
all going
yeah.
to come back, I reckon. It's all going to get a little bit under the carpet.
It could definitely go on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
that would definitely be one of your kind of funky projects to be doing.
You can write the software for it.
It's already out there. The images are available. So yeah, maybe we can put something together. I've definitely still got what was it? The XTNC that sits on top of the Pi.
All right. Yeah.
I think I've got two of those floating around. So, but the other thing is, if you use your laptop now, you can use sound modem, and that works off of the data dongle. You can do packet off of there quite easily.
Okay. Well, I've got an old donkey laptop that I can use. But what else? I quite like those Cantronic things. They work really, really well. But I've still got the old AX25 repeater.
You do?
Yeah, I still
you do? Wow. What's one of them?
It's still in the cupboard thing there. It's probably minus its battery now, but I've still got it. The only thing is it doesn't have the I can't remember, what did we put in it? We had that one of those TNC things, didn't we?
Yes.
In it.
Yeah.
It didn't work very, very well, as I recall.
Yeah, I've got a KPC2. I've had that literally, oh crikey, almost 25, 26 years now.
Did I give you the one with 2 ports on it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who I gave that to then.
I had a KPC3 at one point, or KPC3 Plus. I think I had 9600 or KPC 9600.
Yeah.
I sold all of that because there was just no, after we'd done that project with Sanderley and a few of the others, it kind of just fell flat. So got rid of them.
Well, I'm told there's still a little bit of it going around.
Yeah,
I mean, it's they still use.
Do it definitely.
Do they still use any of it on with the ISS?
The ISS is hit and miss at the moment. They have sent up the new, I think it's a Kenwood, has been sent up. It's currently in cargo, so hopefully they'll get that set up soon. That should open up a huge amount of potential. So they've got the APRS side of it running, but I think it's also going to have repeater mode, so they might turn the ISS into kind of a satellite repeater, every now and again, which could be amazing.
Right.
25 watts, and the orbit of the ISS is only 250 miles up. It's very easy to hit. You get about a 8 or 9 minute pass.
Right.
And it should have a pretty good European coverage. So that could be interesting. Definitely one to look out. But the APRS on that at the moment is very hit and miss.
Well, I think that's going to be caned, isn't it? I think when that goes over.
The thing is, because it's only in certain locations at a time, then there's only a small bunch of us who would actually use it. So
I remember once when the ISS went over, I managed to get a couple of words into the NA1 fella, and I was inundated with like Italian stations. It was literally like a bun fight. I thought, wow. And he was as clear as a bell as well. And that was running with a really tiny antenna. That was nothing special.
Well, there's nothing between them and us, is there?
No.
Just thin air.
No, that must have been a really sort of, I don't know, it must have been a low pass, surely.
Yes.
So, but no, it was really loud. So anyway, there you go. But I did give it a go and was just completely quietened up by just hordes and hordes of people. I've never heard anything like it.
No, I would. That's one of my maybe not a bucket list, but certainly one of those things on the list that I'd love to organise a school contact and get the get the kids talking, maybe the scouts or something like that, chatting to the ISS at some point. I think it'd be easy to set up.
You've got the scout hut just around the corner from you. Get in there, and
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
sure they'll let you do it.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be absolutely up for it. It's just getting the application form, which is about, I don't know, 7 pages deep.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's just to get up with the satellite people, is it? Or
Yeah, it's.
the
I think
scout?
it's through ES. No. The Scout side should be fairly fine. I've been in and run a few special event stations with them, which has been good. Jota and done a few rounds of their communicators badge and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, to actually work with what is that, ARIS, amateur radio in space. Yeah, their form is yeah. So from a school perspective, the kids need to have done some kind of project work related to space to kind of coincide with the conversation with scouts. I guess it would be around some kind of badge work going into it. But I know they've had the International Scout Jamboree that they've spoken to the ISS before, so it shouldn't be impossible. Let's put that one.
No. Wow. So what's your beer like?
The beer is going very well. Tonight's special is definitely one of my favourites. It's a London Pride, described as marmalade in flavour.
I'm going to say that the Blandford Fly is sweet and spicy, but it doesn't taste very nice.
Okay, and that's regarding fishing, if I'm not wrong. You have to read the back of the bottle now, but I think that's something to do with fishing, right?
It's got like a grapefruity sort of flavour.
That's to do with the way they mess around with the hops.
Well, they don't need to mess around with the hops.
No.
Nutters.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go.
It's a bit like there's a Brewdog one that's similar.
Oh, the Brewdog alcohol-free ones?
No, God, no. No.
Oh.
There are alcohol-free versions, but the blue one, I don't know if it's got any special name to it, but that's definitely got a grapefruit kind of overtone to it.
Well, I'll give it a special name. Horrible. I put grapefruit in the beer, you moron. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
The bloody grapefruit.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm liking this Zoomy thing.
I'm thinking it's working quite well.
We'll see what the recording will come out like.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the recording is going to come out, as opposed to having a side by side. When we're talking, it's going to be full screen. Person that's talking, that could be quite cool. But
I don't know. I think you'd have to change it. I don't know. We'll have a little look.
Yeah, I like it. I think we've got a lot of potential. You know, we can share the screens. I think there's kind of whiteboards and stuff that we can mess around with.
I think we're going to have to get you a new monitor. Not a new monitor, a new webcam.
Definitely.
You're all blurry. No, don't do that.
Oh, and just by the way, this is now not being shaved. I'm not the best beer grower in the world, but this is now not being shaved until such time as I need to go back to work, or at least back to the office, shall I say? So I'm going to try and grow this as much as possible, but I'm not exactly, super hairy.
you could probably end up like Merlin.
Oh, if it would go, yeah.
That'd be,
we try and get some locks in somewhere.
That would be a good look. But anyway, there you go. Anyway, the little Raspberry Pi stack is still downstairs waiting for attention. So
I did hear your other video, and I did put some comments on Twitter for you there as well. We definitely need to have a play around with that. So if you can power it up at some point, we can do it. Yeah, definitely.
We're going to have to do it virtually now.
That's fine.
I'll tell you what.
We've got Twitter. We can. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to zoom it up with a bit of TeamViewer or something.
Well, yeah, you can have as many laptops as you like connected into Zoom.
Right.
So you can then go off the other laptop and do stuff, and then come back in, and yeah.
Well, unless I could actually do, I could sort of punch a hole so that you can access him via VPN, but then you'd have to somehow share the screen.
Or maybe we get it set up first and then just do a demonstration of how we got there.
I know. Well, we got
we got some options.
We got some options. It might be nice. people hearing us swear a lot, like and throw stuff at it.
Why is there a big crack in the side of that case?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it was being naughty.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. So no, there's plenty to get along with. So yeah, I've got some extra pies as well now, which I went through all of my stash of old garbage, and because obviously you've seen my little room, it's like full of garbage, and I've had a little go through it, and yeah, I found a couple of extra ones. I think they're threes, pretty certain they are.
Excellent.
So yeah, they should be all right.
I was going to say, it's not a garbage room, not really. It's an Aladdin's cave for the untrained eye.
The Aladdin's cave. I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's got.
I'll get the other room finished. Well, I was going to do it while I had a bit of time, if there was any time to be had. But unfortunately, my sister said no, and everyone just said no. Don't do any DIY. Fall off a ladder.
Yeah, don't do that. No, don't do that.
No, you don't need
it's bad enough with the 3 kids. It's like, guys, I know you're going to fall out, and if you do, just walk away from each other. Please don't batter each other. Please don't throw things at each other. Yeah. It's like, man, if you break a leg or anything, you are in such amount of trouble now. You do not want to go to hospital.
Yes, right. Well, look, I'll tell you what. Let's pull this one off of recording now, and then we'll just see what the feedback's like.
Ah! Bollocks. Okay.
Pardon? Yeah, we'll see what the feedback's like, and you never know, it might be well received.
Will you lot go away, please? And make sure you cut that last bit out.
Don't worry, I'll quieten it up. I'll just put some expletive symbols around your head. Yeah, something like that. So, but yeah, no, I'll try it first. We'll put it up unlisted and then see what happens, whether you like it or not, and then we'll go from there. Fine. I mean, we'll do it again. Maybe we'll get some other people added on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm thinking of. Well, now we've got access to Zoom. We can. One of the cool things is we can have, one-to-ones like this. We can have one-to-many. We can have, I don't know, I think up to 50 or 100 different people. Although that would be good for presenting something. But we can. Part of the Zoom is if you have lots of people come in. So we did a virtual club meeting or a virtual event of some sort.
Right.
You can break people out into breakout rooms.
Okay.
So if you wanted to get a group of 3 or 4 people who are interested in, I don't know, making hamburgers, whatever,
right,
we can chuck them into a virtual room, and then we can make a second virtual room. I don't know, cleaning keyboards, whatever, drinking beer, and you can break people out into various different rooms, and then after they've had a chat for half an hour or so, bring them back into the main, bring everybody back, and then maybe or you could bring them out into separate presentations.
Yeah.
10-minute presentation, bang, bang, bang. Bring them out, bring them in, bring them back into the middle, and virtually do virtual conferencing or send off people to try things out and then come back and discuss or whatever you want to do. Yeah. But there's a lot of power in Zoom.
Oh, I think it's quite good.
I'd like to try a virtual club night. That would be kind of interesting. Or sticking away from radio, because I can see your face is just full of disappointment there. But maybe a virtual pub night would be kind of funky as well. Just get lots of people in with a beer Friday night on Zoom, just chatting and promising not to record. Well, okay, maybe we could, and that would just be hilarious.
No, I think the there's no point in keeping it. I mean, as long as it's not saucy in any way, you can share it, and no one says anything peculiar.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
just get a consensus.
You can express, feelings on space aliens and whether there's life on Mars, but you just keep it clean. It'll be fine.
Absolutely. was going to say, so maybe for a club night you record it, but for a virtual pub night, it's
Yeah.
open mic night,
Yeah.
not
all right,
recorded.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, you don't want that woman saying you're being recorded.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't need that. All right, okay. Right, let's wind this one up here. So say goodbye to the people.
73s.
Bye. Bye.
Yes. Oh.